Click, click. You are live. I
Click
hope they're
it.
not lying to us. Lies and deceit. Like I said, I've been working all day, so I didn't put too much thought into this, but I finally finished a painting, so we're going to just use that painting. The re-evolution story of the danky purple owl, repopulating the world.
I like it. The newspaper piece behind it makes it like even more cooler than it is.
Yeah, it was fun. Mixed media. It's got a little spray paint, little Mod Podge, a little bit of everything.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you. Music Lovers Only.
Worship my danky purple owl. Worship it. What's
Do
going on, Coach? What's going on, Sontia? How are you all doing today?
Hello, I'm doing well.
We survived the weather.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're out of the bad stuff.
I think so.
I thought it was like 6 or 7. Well, I'm looking outside right now and it looks like there's no tornado. I don't see a tornado.
No, I don't either.
Should be good right now, at least. The
Yeah.
update is good right now.
Hope it holds off for at least an hour after the podcast because I want to go get some Gambino's pizza.
Oh,
I'm hungry.
that sounds real good.
Yeah. But yeah, how was like I said, it's been a busy week. So I mean, I got the car back, the new to me car back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's running pretty good. I got 180 miles on it, and it's got all the bells and whistles and trying to figure that out. What's up, Sontia?
What's up? It's me.
I helped a buddy, my pal. I always think of the young guns. I said it right this time. Young guns. It ain't easy having pals. It ain't easy having pals.
Okay.
And so we'll just use that segue into the question of the day. Let's I forgot I had
Get to know your music lovers.
boom boom.
Woo!
So my question is what is one of the most important when you're meeting new people, what is one of the most important things that that will make you like, okay, we're BFFs, or no, I'll pass, I'll go over here. You know, I mean, like, is it a band they like, political views? I mean, for me, any kind of political association is a big red flag. I'm like, yeah, no. I mean, if you're this way or that way, I'm just like, it doesn't exist in my world. I don't like it in my world. So if in the first conversation you're talking anything political, it's like, got to go.
Nay.
Man, I don't know what my biggest one would be. Maybe a Washington Redskins fan. An Ohio State fan. I'm such a sports nut. Those would be two fandoms that I just know I wouldn't want to hang around at least quite a few times a year. So
Dad was an Ohio State guy because he grew up there, and so
well,
you hung out with him a few times. He was cool.
We wouldn't have been able to hang out in sports. It's good thing I didn't know that in the first couple times I met him.
I think Tretta just inherited his Ohio State flag and his Ohio the college flag and then the state flag.
Okay.
Because I don't have a place to hang flags, and it's like whatever.
Well,
Yeah, I got a bunch of flags and pictures and posters. I keep going to art shows and buying art, and I just have a box of art sitting in my corner. Like, I don't know where to put this. It'll get up there one day. It's really nice too. Like, it should be up.
I'm not. Go ahead and answer your question. I'm not going to derail you right now.
Oh, well, for me, I get along with people that have weird like references to things like movies or whatever else. So if I say something that's based off of a movie, like if I go, "Are you not entertained?" and then somebody does anything gladiatorially, then we're best friends immediately.
Yeah.
Like we obviously don't live in reality.
Yep.
And
I have a guy at work that we're like that. We make a bunch of the same movie references, so we've became best friends because of it.
Yep. So that's it. Just folks that arty folks. They're usually artsy folks.
Well, that Casey, that reminded me of one of the questions I was going to ask, but I guess I'll save it for next week. I'll if I remember it again.
Hmm.
We'll see, but it reminded me.
Okay. Maybe it reminded you. If you can't remember it now, it didn't remind you very good. Oh,
Well, I remember it now. But
okay.
I already asked my question for this week, so
This
All
is how you remind me. Yeah.
Are you ready for my question?
yes,
Mhm.
sir.
If you could go anywhere, all expenses paid, where would it be?
Ooh,
Right now, and basically somebody came to you right now and said, anywhere you want to go, all expenses paid.
I would say Ireland, and then Ireland and Amsterdam were two of my dream places to go.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
I would want to go to like either New Zealand or South Africa.
Okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, mine was probably number one Amsterdam. That's the number one of all time. And then since I found out my family's from Scotland, I'd love to go to Scotland and heard it's, beautiful and that would be an awesome place to go. So
My sister got the swab, DNA swab, whatever that was called,
Mhm.
and found out. I mean, at least her, which I assume I'm relatively, but we're majority Irish. Like I said,
Okay.
this was like 5 or 6 years ago, and I didn't realize. I mean, I knew on my dad's side, English, Great Britain. We came across the pond, and but my grandpa's side, we couldn't go back any further than my grandpa because
Mhm.
his mom and dad died at birth, which I don't know what had happened. Either the mom died or the dad took off, or there was a car accident. The stories are there's several stories, and we couldn't find anything that jibed. So
Wow.
that's as far back as we can go on my mom's dad. So he
My grandpa, before he got sick, did a ton of family history. And then once he passed away, my aunt took it on and had found out where he was from and did all that once he'd found out he was adopted. And I mean, they have a ton of history that goes all the way back. I mean, long into Scotland, so it's kind of cool. They went over and visited. They went on a Scotland trip and visited family over there, and they took him in like they knew him, forever, it's just crazy. So
Yeah.
well, I'd done some research for one of the previous podcasts, and I can't remember what it was about, but I'd never really paid attention. But it's like Scotland and Ireland are on the same little island. I think maybe Great Britain's like on there, or they're close, but it's all right there in that vicinity. And I failed geography, so I didn't know. I looked and I was surprised. I was like,
Yeah, I did one of those DNA tests, like an ancestry one, and they update it every year or whatnot. And I found out just like the different areas to, of course, my African heritage, and then there's some Irish and Scottish in there. And then, like, what was really cool was just getting connected with people that I'm related to. And running into actual relatives on there, it's like, oh, well, this actually might be accurate because I actually know you. Like,
Yep.
hey, what's up, cousin? How you doing? It's like you said you weren't going to do this. I was like, yeah, I didn't want the government to get my DNA, and then I was like, they probably already have it.
oh
If they want it, they have it. If you've got the
They got
doctor,
it
if you
already.
do anything, they have it.
So I can't be a real criminal ever in my life because you can find me pretty easy.
just don't leave any DNA at the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
DNA free. That's what I've always tried to be.
Ooh. Did I ask my question already?
I think not. I don't think so.
Okay.
Coach, you to verify on that? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't answer a question.
Yeah, it's a very important question. Like I literally was gonna fight somebody about this. So drums or flats? And the answer is flats.
Drums or flats? What do
For wings, for hot wings. What are the best wings? Are they the drumsticks or are they the flat ones with the two bones?
Oh, and the easiest to eat are drums.
yeah.
The best,
Oh
hold
God.
on. The best tasting usually, and the best meat on them is usually the flats.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still say easiest to eat, especially since wings are already traditionally pretty hard to eat. I would say that a drum is easier to eat.
Oh,
I gotta
okay.
agree. And I mean, there ain't. But you're talking about the wings, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hot
There's
wings.
not much meat on the wings, right? I was like, why would anybody want to eat these?
Oh, I like wings.
I
Oh,
love what. In fact,
Casey
like
like wingies. Oh, Casey like wingies.
I
man,
like the boneless, but that's not wings. That's
Oh,
just
that's
that's just chicken
sounds- I think
McNuggets. You know,
chicken wings. That's not. I hate when people even, they shouldn't call them wings.
I
yeah,
agree. They shouldn't.
it's just like it's like molded meat with
Yeah.
sauce on it. Like
Yeah.
I can't. It feels so like
Wrong.
that could be anything.
I want to know where the McNuggets from.
I
I
don't.
do like a drumstick traditionally, even on a regular, but I'd much rather have a breast. Just so much meat, so much good meat, so much, or even a thigh. Just but anyways, I derailed that one quick. Hungry again, and I already had
Some good questions, and hopefully our beloved audience got to know a little bit more about us. And hey, you guys can ask us questions, and maybe we can ask them later.
Yeah, we'll answer maybe.
Oh,
Maybe not.
yeah.
Maybe we won't.
They're
Maybe
dumb.
we'll be snobby.
We won't do that.
But all right, this day in music, April 27th. That is today, I hope.
Is it the
But-
27th? Oh my
It
god.
is already, man.
Almost over. This is the last podcast of April.
Wasn't it just Easter?
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
But in 2023, a pair of the shortest and tightest leather shorts worn by Freddie Mercury on stage sold at an auction for 18,000 pounds. I don't know what that converts to, but the singer had wore the garments at several shows, and then it sold. Like I said, but it sold at auction again overseas, and it doesn't say how much it sold to again. So yeah, a pair of Freddie Mercury's leather shorts right there. There you go. You could own it.
Wow.
You could have owned it. All right. 2013, a blue plaque was unveiled at Swansea Railroad Station in Wales, honoring Peter Ham, who co-wrote Without You, a hit from Harry Nilsson, and then Mariah Carey did it later.
Mm-hmm.
And Ham was a member of Badfinger. He was signed to the Beatles' Apple record label, and enjoyed a big hit with Paul McCartney and Come and Get It.
Mm.
And then in 1975, for unknown reasons, at the age of 27, he took his own life. But then 1981, Ringo Starr, got our Beatles news in here.
Mm-hmm.
Married actress and former Bond girl Barbara Bach. The pair met while filming a movie, Caveman, which Ringo looks like a caveman, so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
With Dennis Quaid and Shelley Long. In attendance to the wedding was George and Paul. And this was 81, so I think John was still alive in 81. I think. I don't know. 1957, a rare appearance out of the United States. Elvis Presley performed at the Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And he wore his full gold suit for the last time.
That's sad.
That's sad. I don't think that
Lennon
was
died in 80, by the way.
80. So yeah, that he was there in spirit.
Yeah.
And 18,000 pounds converts to 22,483 US.
All right. Good job, Casey.
Really?
So that's our music news for this week.
Okay. Sweet. Shorts.
For today. Yeah.
All I can think of is how tight and small they were.
His shorts. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I looked all week, and of course, I mean, again, there was Beatles every day, but I can't think of anything spectacular. But we should probably mention Donnie Wahlberg, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah, Donnie Wahlberg for sure. Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
I haven't done any of the little AI animated things because it takes time, and good Lord,
Busy.
I've been time deficient.
Same.
That's fine. You do a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Coach, is that spinner handy?
Spinner.
Oh, that was a bad one. Hold on, we're gonna redo that.
Sontia?
That's you, Josh.
I got
Gosh.
Yay!
I'll take it because there's probably going to be a lot of I predict a lot of crossovers, doubles, whatever we were calling.
Yeah, this was it was less than I thought there would be.
Mhm.
I mean, I could have went
Okay.
I could have went really obscure, but I didn't want to go too obscure.
Oh,
So-
I found some gold. Y'all ain't crossing mine.
So my number 5, and I put it at number 5 because I figured I was hoping I wouldn't go first and somebody would probably get it. But the Cranberries, Zombie, love the song. It's about the 1993 IRA bombing in Great Britain,
Yep.
and I can't remember the news about it, but I mean I remember the videos and the video that they did and the imagery of it.
I didn't guess it because I thought probably you heavier than her would have that on there. So
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not.
It's my favorite cover to do.
It
Like
is
that is
it's
a
an
fun
awesome
song to
Oh
play.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I played
Great
it so
song.
much that when I saw it, I almost was like, never again.
And I feel the Cranberries really tricked us because that is like the heaviest song they ever did. The rest of that album and the album before it, and even after it, it's a lot softer. So
Yeah,
you think, okay, they're a little gritty, but they're not. It's
not at all.
Not at all.
I
They
bought
tricked
that
us.
album because of that
Oh.
song. Because
I
back
did
in the
too.
day, you'd have to buy the whole album to
Yep.
see what was going on based on one song.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it because I wasn't, into metal too much at that time, but and I mean, it's not that I like all kinds of music. But on to the metal. Album number 4, I've always loved this song. Didn't know it had any kind of historical value, so it had to make the list. But Marilyn Manson, Get Your Gun. Get your gun. It's off of the Portrait of an American Family, I believe. And it's from a 1990 shooting death of Dr. David Gunn at an anti-abortion rally. So leave it up to Manson to do something edgy about, write a song about that.
Okay.
I didn't even know that's what it. Well, I used to listen to Marilyn Manson just because I was angry and I wanted to hear angry music, but I never really actually listened to him. I just had him on.
I listened to the lyrics, but they still didn't click, and I still didn't know. But after I knew and I listened to it again, I was like, "Yep, okay, makes sense." And so number 3, this one, 3, 2, and 1 were tough to align, right? But Bob Dylan, Hurricane.
Okay.
I don't know. It's about. I mean, this is all into the race wars, the race riots, and stuff going on, and they'd framed this boxer for a murder, and so he could have been number 1. He was a really good boxer, rising boxer, but instead of letting him have his time, he spent time in jail, and then I think he ended up getting killed, like in jail. So, but it's like a 6-minute song.
Yeah.
Bob does a really good job of telling the story. The kid got about halfway through and was like, "Dad, can we change it? The song is long." Did not appreciate Bob's storytelling. Number 2, Gordon Lightfoot, Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Love Gordon. Love this song. So this was one of the first ones that the 3, 2, and 1 popped into my head immediately. And I don't know, have you guys heard it?
I seen it on the list when I was searching, and I listened to a little bit of it, but I had not heard it before this.
I'm gonna guess that you probably heard it. I think it made it was it's quite regularly played on the radio.
Okay.
Has been, so you probably have heard it. Number one, which had a lot of historical little tidbits in it. Billy Joel, We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't like the new version just
I
because
mean,
I'm old.
Yeah.
I do like it, actually. I like them both. I like the old one better, but I just like a continuation. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I
I
mean-
get the appreciation value of it, paying
Yeah.
homage, but
Yeah, I don't think they're trying to make it their own. I think they're trying to do it like him, and that was what I kind of, I guess, respected the most about it.
yeah.
It wasn't
like-
the same vein and all that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like Josh. I'm waving my cane at it, but really, there's nothing wrong with the song. It's a good song, and the topics that they put in there have value, and they
Well, there are history. Honestly, that's
resonate.
the only reason I like it. It's ours. The
Yeah.
one Billy Joel's isn't ours. It was everything before us. It told us history, and this song is going to tell, if it's still around, is going to tell, 20 years from now or whatever, or 10 years from now, what was going on while us old guys were going or whatever.
Yeah.
I just want people to get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. That
Slow down. That's all I'm asking.
yeah.
And use a goddamn turn signal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Big pet peeve.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good list.
Good list.
Survive the list.
Yeah.
Spinning of
None of my
wheel.
songs. I had the Cranberries. I guessed. I figured somebody would get, so I didn't have it on there for that reason. But
Yeah.
we ready to spin?
Ready to
Let it
spin.
spin. Go again, Josh.
I don't got that many lists.
All right, there we go. Sontia.
Thank you. I love you all. I love you so much. Ashley, I don't know you like that. Let's go eat.
I'm
All
always
right.
for food.
My phone turned off, so let me pull it up. I still have a migraine. I'm suffering terribly. But I put all of these on my phone. So I pretty much found a song every hour when I could actually look at the brightness of the phone.
It'd be a trooper.
I found some really cool stuff. Yeah, I just go fucking.
Just gotta
I was like, I have the podcast today. That's the thing that I'm going to do today. And then I'm going to lay down because I'd have to accomplish something. So this is my accomplishment. And I appreciate you guys all the time. All right. So number one is going to be, and this is one that just came to mind, was Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit.
Oh, yeah.
And that
Oh, yeah.
is a song that was historically, it got her in trouble. Like she couldn't go places because she had this song in regard to strange fruit, which was a poem that was written about lynching around that time.
Yeah. We talked about her a couple, I don't know, like six podcasts ago. I think she was making it because she'd got out of jail.
Yeah, she was in
That
the news portion, I think it was.
Yeah. She got picked up on drug charges and locked away probably because of that song.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm looking out the window. The weather just got weird for a second.
Yeah, it was started raining a little heavy and then it's done. She's like,
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the first
Great
one
song.
that came to mind. Yep. The second one, and this has like a whole lot of history to it, is the Pied Piper. And this is a song that was made famous by Crispin St. Peters in 1966. Have you guys heard it? He goes, "Follow me, I'm the Pied Piper. Follow me."
I don't think so.
I think I have. I mean, I don't think so. Maybe if if I hear it, it'll ring a bell. But
Okay, yeah, it's a fun little ditty from the 60s. It is. And then Crispin took all of the credit for it. And when I looked it up, I went back to the history of the Pied Piper, which is a fairy tale about a guy who went to a village and he was playing the flute to get rid of rats. They didn't pay him, so he played the flute and got rid of all of their kids.
Yeah.
Because fairy tales are jacked up.
yep, dark.
And so the historical value of that, what they believe it was referencing was somebody who was helping people with the plague at that point and getting rid of rats. And then whatever happened to the kids, I didn't look it up. I didn't want to know.
I think there's several stories. I looked up something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
Pretty dark. It's not a happy. Most of our children's songs and stories, like the Muffin Man from Drury Lane.
Yeah. No.
It's about a serial killer.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
I started.
I
had like a collection of fairy tale books, and I was gonna read my son when he was like 5 or 6, Peter Pan. I was like, okay, well, here's the next book that we're gonna read at night. And after the first chapter, I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not gonna do that. We're not doing that.
Yeah, the Disney version is PG, but
it's a lie. It's a whole ass lie.
Yeah, Peter Pan was the villain.
Yeah.
He was stealing kids.
Yeah, that whole situation. They really loved stealing kids back in the 1800s.
I mean, it's scary.
Yeah. Anyhow. The people who originally wrote that song was the Changing Times in 1965.
Okay.
And they were more of a hippie group, and I'm pretty sure they were talking about drugs.
Yeah.
Like psychedelic drugs. I'm 1,000,000% sure that's what they were talking about. And I think Mr. Crispin Peters was talking about being shady about some ladies. All right. Next one is going to be Cochise by Audio Slave.
Ooh.
Oh, good song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is an incredible song. And if you don't know who Cochise was, he was the last great American Indian chief to die free and unconquered. And his family, his friends, everybody was found and killed, and he was the last one that stayed free. And the reason why they, like, the purpose of naming the song Cochise was because they were all from essentially tribes, bands that had broken up, and they were just like the remnants, and they were putting themselves together, and they just weren't going to be conquered. They were going to find a way to conquer things together.
Yeah.
So it's that. And then it touches on alcoholism, which is also something that was a problem as far as history. One of the things that had caught up the Native Americans and made it a little bit more difficult for them to keep fighting because they were addicted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So Cochise, I was surprised to find as much history in there. I was just like, it just came to mind, and I looked it up, and wow, what's some interesting history.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Were you gonna say something?
I said awesome.
Oh, okay. Next one is going to be by Bastille. It's Pompeii. And it's if you close your eyes, then some stuff happens.
See anymore? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nothing. I know the song.
I can't think of it. I mean, I know what Pompeii,
Close your, yeah.
but I can't
And
think
it
of the song.
almost feels like nothing's there at all. There it is. There it
Yep.
is. Because it's not there because it's everybody burned to death.
Yeah.
So that's one that he was writing about, that particular situation, that whole city being destroyed by a volcano.
Yep.
All right. And then my last one. So, okay. All right. So what had happened was I got Herman's Hermits in my head, Henry VIII.
Yep.
Which is the guy, is a king, cuts off his head's wife. But did you know that Henry VIII was a composer? He wasn't just a composer, he was an accomplished composer. And I found one of his songs, which was called Pastime with Good Company, that he wrote in 1513. This is by Henry VIII. And when you're a king, I guess, or when you were a king in the 16th century, you had to be good at everything. So he had to write songs that were going to be played at court. But this song was such a banger that everybody played it. Like, everybody learned it and everybody played it, to where they're still playing it. Like, there's new recordings of it or compositions of it that I found from like a couple of years ago.
Nice.
So that threw me just completely off. And I listened to it a couple of times because, my goodness, it's the shit. Like Henry VIII did more than kill women.
Yeah. Is the second verse same as the first?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
And his song
And
is
they
essentially
thought
like, the song is essentially just him saying, when you're young, you need to have fun so that you and keep yourself busy so that you don't go off and get involved in all of these vices.
So there's lyrics to it as well.
Yes, sir.
Kind of uncommon for music of that time. I mean,
there are lyrics.
They're most, you think like Mozart times and stuff. It's like, just the music. It's not, Mozart didn't write lyrics.
Unless all that survived is the music,
Yeah.
People sung to it back then, and we,
Well, you have people that just do music only, and then there's always been, if you even anywhere, there's always songs that have lyrics.
Yeah.
There's songs with lyrics, and Henry VIII wrote a banger.
Dope ass songs. All right. Good list.
Thank you.
All right.
Coach, you ready?
Yeah, I am. It gets me pumped. Whoa.
Here.
Video, yeah. My number
Coach.
My number 5 was Living Color, Cult of Personalities.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And man, I heard like 3 different versions of it, like some remakes of it today, and all of them were awesome. But the original, just the way that, just the start of it, the I don't know, there's something about that song just hits.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely an iconic song.
Yes. My number 4 was a history of bad men by the Melvins, which I had never heard it before today. But it's an older, I don't know, I want to say 64, 65, something like that, song, but it was just talking about history of a bunch of different bad people, man. It's a cool song, man.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So, and just basically where bad men come from. So, number 3, American Witch, Rob Zombie. Since I knew you were going to take Zombie Cranberries, I figured I would take
we're going to get some zombies in there.
which, that song obviously just talks about, burning, literally burning, women, and the history of how crazy people's thoughts are. And when you get enough people together, which is going on right now in the world, and crazy stuff, what can happen, how power can truly drive people to do crazy stuff. So, my number 2, and I can't believe it didn't make the list, Josh. And it's the only one that has a date in it. April 29th, 1992.
Yeah.
Yep. What an awesome song about a horrible time. But there was a riot on the streets. Tell me, where were you? Where do you think we got also this equipment we're playing today, or whatever? This. So, awesome, sublime song, and like quintessential sublime. And they were telling like their good side of it, but all of the bad, what that was happening, but why it was happening, why like if you're a person like me that maybe even at that time, I don't think I would have had the same effect that it would have if I was the age I am now when it's going on. But even when I see the riots going on now, that song has a profound effect on me, as when people are like, oh, they're just rioting a riot. I'm like, no, some of those people are truly taking advantage of a time that they can maybe get something they can't get, or things they truly need, or whatever it is. And there are bad people in every situation, but some of those people are talking about people getting diapers and getting stuff, you truly need. So, awesome sublime song. Number 1, and we're getting ready to do them next week. I think we just talked about, but it's the Beatles' Revolution.
Talk about revolution.
Hey,
A
just,
re-evolution.
But awesome Beatles song. Awesome. I mean, maybe not even, I don't know if that'd be a top 10 Beatles song of mine, but an awesome history song, an awesome song, kind of funky poppy with talking about some not necessarily all good stuff going on. So
Yeah, I had watched the Chicago 7, which was about protests in the Vietnam War. Abby Kaufman and 6 or 7 other people, and then the founder of or a member of the Black Panthers kind of got roped into it. And I mean, it reminds me a lot of stuff that's happening today. It's just how people, don't really, I don't know. It's how the powers that be will do anything they can to stop free thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's what it was, and they ended up getting off. I mean, I think they had to appeal it, but it's a damn good movie.
I will agree with you, but I'll also say people today do their own freaking easiness of stopping free thoughts, because if you only want to get research or information of something you believe, it's very easy to stay that course.
Yeah.
But if you want to do true research on something, usually there is true, you can go down crazy ass rabbit holes of people you've never heard of, and but if you truly do true research on most stuff, you can get an answer. So
you have to look at both sides, or all the sides. There's not two sides.
I was gonna say, a lot of times there's 7 or 8 sides to a story. So I did have a couple honorable mentions, and I can't believe this one didn't make the list. The Clash, Spanish Bombs, which is a freaking awesome song, and I listened to that one probably the most today of any of them, but I thought that was too ironic. And then System of the Down, Pluck, talking about a Turkish genocide.
Yeah.
And it, just a crazy, the song talks about it some, but more the meaning behind it, it's like,
well, I kind of figured, Coach, you would have Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water.
I went over it about 10 times, so don't think I didn't.
And I figured somebody would have got Hey Man, Nice Shot by Filter, which was about a 1980, when the song first came out, it came out kind of right after Kurt had died. So a lot of people thought it was about Kurt Cobain. Wasn't. It was about a 1987 on-air suicide of Pennsylvania State Treasurer Robert Bud Dwyer. So that was pretty crazy. Candle in the Wind, Elton John, about Princess Di. Surprised that one didn't. And then Pink Floyd, Waiting for the Worms, which was
that was the one I was gonna say. That was one I kind of thought I had thought about.
But the one that kind of, I don't know if you guys can see this.
Sunday Bloody Sunday.
500 Greatest Albums. I've had this book for quite a while, but on this list is a Neil Young song, Cortez the Killer. I don't know if it's in this book, but it was for the guitar part mainly. And that one was about the Spanish conquistadors. And it's again a long song. I think the intro is like 2 minutes before anybody Neil starts singing or anything, but it's just like wow. But before, like I said, we've got this. Pick a number between 1 and 500, and let's see. Let's just play a game. We got a minute or two. We're not in too big a hurry here.
Number between
1 and 500.
Between 1 and 500. 389.
313.
You said 313. I hit that one first, so we'll go there. Ooh, the Eminem Show. Eminem's Bittersweet Victory Lap. That was a good album. That was a good one. What'd you say, Sontia? 389?
389.
Oh.
Unless I said 383. We'll play this.
389.
Yeah. I forget right after I say stuff, which keeps me in trouble when I'm in a relationship.
And I hear what I want to hear.
Yeah,
So.
This one, I don't. Randy Newman. I don't recall any of it, but Good Old Boys. Randy Newman, Good Old Boys.
Why do I know that? Maybe it was when I got really into country for 3 hours.
Sounds like it's a blues album.
Randy Newman.
Yeah, it doesn't give me a lot of I'll have to check it out. Like I said, Eminem Show, I know a lot of songs off that, so that's not new. I 500 Rolling Stone 500 greatest albums. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it would for me. I mean, I guess it would make the list, but that'd be a tough one.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in
Is
me.
that
That's
Randy Newman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get some Gambino's pizza. We're gonna talk Beatles next week.
Sweet.
yeah.
Our top 5 Beatles songs and Beatles news. I'll have Beatles news at the wazoo. You know.
Well, yeah. They do something every day, several times a day.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Still,
Ow,
that's
George
weird.
stubbed his toe.
Oh man. Poor George.
Well, thanks, Coach. Thanks, Sontia. Thanks for coming on. Great list.
Had fun
Thanks
like always.
for our millions of viewers. I think we talked too much 420 last week, and that kind of killed the numbers. But we did. We survived it, and we didn't talk too much 420. And we mentioned Donnie Wahlberg today. So
Donnie
Donnie's
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg. Donni. I can't spell Wahlberg.
WAHLBER.
It's just WAL, I think.
Is it? There's no H?
I don't think so, but
Donnie Wahlberg. How do you spell Donnie Wahlberg?
you're right. You're correct. WAHLBERG.
We don't spell good, but we like music.
Yeah.
Not only do we like it, we love it. Thanks, guys.
All right. Good night, y'all.